Saquon, what he did, the only guy at last year's combine to weigh how much he weighed, to leap as high as he leaped, and put up as many reps as he put up in the weight and reps room was Myles Garrett, and he was the number 1 overall selection to Cleveland. And now the conversation has switched. And this is why I told Sam Darnold to throw. Lots of time left, obviously. Pro days to come. Still so much time between now and draft night in the Jones Mahal. But when you seed the stage, when you go ahead and disappear, when everybody else is showing up and showing out, you allow the narrative to be changed, and sometimes it's difficult to switch the narrative back, as he might do at the Pro Day in USC for Sam Darnold. But there is now a serious consideration, according to all reports and conversations, and you'll hear some conversations that I had at the Combine over the next 3 hours that I'm going to share with you, some with names on it, some without names on it, to protect the innocent, if you will.
Okay.
Some that I believe, some that I don't believe, involving Kirk Cousins, where he's going to go, and the catch rule, what's going to be happening with that. That's all coming up. That Saquon Barkley is now flat out in the mix for being number 1 overall as the running back. And you know, Ohio fans know what it's like to take a Penn State running back first overall, because the last one was Kajana Carter. And as I mentioned this on the air with Mayock yesterday, he goes, yeah, how did that work out? I'm like, okay. I don't recall Kajana Carter, his collegiate career, and you may call in 844-204-RICH and remind me, but not. I don't know. This kid is really as special as they come, and Saquon Barkley. And now you're sitting there thinking, all right, if you're number 1 and you're Cleveland, and I don't think Saquon would get past 2 with the Giants, although Mike Mayock absolutely believes the Giants need a quarterback in this year's draft. He put them in a list. He had 11 teams. I saw his notes all week long, 11 or 12 teams. 7 of them primary needs at quarterback, meaning that's got to be addressed right here, right now in free agency of the draft. And then 4 or 5 needing to think about it. Patriots are the needing to think about it. He put Pittsburgh in the needing to think about it. He put Los Angeles, the Chargers, San Diego, in the needing to think about it because of how old the quarterbacks are there.
Right.
And I said, well, the Giants have the same age quarterback. They were drafted in the same year as Big Ben and Phillip. So why are they a primary need? And he thought that Eli's abilities aren't nearly as good as Big Ben's and Rivers, and that returns might be diminished. And I'm like, well, if there were diminishing returns, how about going out and getting him Saquon behind him and Odell to his left? That might revitalize things. And then there's Quentin Nelson, who, coming out of the combine, him and Saquon are the surefire guys in people's mind. That's it. You draft this guy, you could rip the knob off for 10 years barring injury. Or first 5 years, you know that they're stars, bona fide stars. They're gonna have pineapple in their diet, as they like to say, called the Pro Bowl. So Cleveland, they've got a decision to make. Do they like Saquon so much that they're willing to cough up the quarterback that they love so much, unless the quarterback they love so much is think there's going to be there sitting at 4? And the reason why you don't pass on the quarterback at 1 is because if you wait for the guy at 4 and you take Saquon at 1, and the Giants go ahead and they thought, okay, Saquon's at 1 and we're sticking with Eli, and we haven't fallen in love with a quarterback enough to use him at 2nd overall, and we've got Davis Webb, who we like a lot, and they go ahead and get Quentin Nelson, then the Colts are sitting there at 3 saying to the rest of the quarterback needing world, we're open for business because Andrew Luck, we believe his shoulder's fine, and we need to fill out our roster. So call us, person who loves Josh Allen, person who loves Sam Darnold, person who loves Baker Mayfield, person who loves Lamar Jackson, although I don't think he'll go that high. And I don't think, in all honesty, Josh Rosen's going to go that high either, based on people still don't buy him.
That's insane.
It is insane to me.
Insane.
And I'll get deeper into what I heard about his interview process over the last few days, because I've heard everything. Because at the Combine, everybody works hard, and then they go out and they get a drink, and people talk, and it's great. It's awesome. It's a relaxed environment. It's wonderful. But I'll tell you what, Browns, if you don't take your quarterback at 1 and you think you need one at 4, you better think hard about it. That's why, because the Colts are going to be sitting there saying, who wants these guys? Because you know Cleveland's going to take them. You know he's not going to get to 5, Denver. You know he's not going to get to 6, Jets. You know he's not going to get to, 14, Arizona, 15, Arizona. You know he's not going to get there to 11, Miami, should they so choose to be quarterback needy.
The Cleveland has 12 picks in this draft, so why can't they package 2, move up to 3 to take Josh Allen?
We looked at this, Mayock, as well, and we had this conversation on the air as well, that the Bears coughed up 2 3s and a 4 to go from 3 to 2.
Right.
And I said, whatever the Browns need to go from 4 to 2, they got to do it. Do it. Take all the mystery out. You have an absurd number of draft choices left over from the Moneyball administration that's now been booted out. They have a 1, 3 2s. They have 2 1s, 3 2s, and a 3. Call up Dave Gettleman and say, what do you want? 4 to 2, get your quarterback, get Saquon, smoke him if you got him. We'll see you Friday night. Or even if it's, Friday night, you got 3 2s. Whatever it takes.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.